guys, this is the CNC one, the carriage. The printing is so well, and the quality is so well, but to going very high accelerations like 25,000 and plus, it's because it's heavy rail and heavy extrusion. Just the vibration is violent and the motor is skipping, especially in the Y movement. So I'm going to wait for the carbon fiber, or I'm not worried about the carbon fiber. At least I'm waiting for my Halo MGN12, and I'm going to use my the same carbon fiber tube, because I had a drama with my order with carbon fiber from AliExpress. So but to be honest, now it's printing cleaner, because I gave the main body of this CNC version now all the clearance around, and you can see that was the wrong mirror version. That's before mirror, so I have to print it again. And I make all these areas bigger, deeper, even I done more clearance for the steeper motor gear. Even these areas, these gears, they become the space for them, they become bigger, and move them more closer together. Like the version on Git have 1.48 space between the gears. This is 1.45. Yes, so, and it's a bit different because this is now thinner than the original main body for the CNC, because it's moved back. The hot end even is moved backward a little bit more in the MGN12 case. Yeah, on MGN9 even we moved even farther back. So yes, and I can see like the extrusion is more consistent, like the layer stacking is more consistent, because I think MGN12 is more rigid. Like in case if there is nozzle oozing during the travel and make a line, the next layer used to be just hide it very well, but on MGN12 with 2020 extrusion and CNC carriage now, it's just showing more, because it's just, you know, pushing the nozzle very firmly onto that line. And to be honest, I didn't adjust the setting for the input shaper. In the configuration file, but you can see there is nothing. Maybe a glimpse on the edge of the front cube on the left side. That's I want to wait for the halo and make it in carbon fiber, just to make sure how it's going to perform, and maybe also I will do a version for MGN9, a CNC carriage for MGN9. Even because it's printing slower, so all the shininess of the filament would show the vibration more. Or I have to drop the temperature to make it more matte looking. You know, matte look height issues more, and also make the layers stuck properly in high speed, because the filament get very cold when it gets extruded straight away, so no shifting in the layers. And this is now 400. Let's make it 500, see what's happened. Even though the extrusion is 15,000, I just don't wanna, but I'm just reducing this cruise ratio. But yeah, I can see the printer is more violent shaking, especially this printer doesn't have bracing, and everybody keep telling me, oh, you need 4040 frame. Yes. If you use a heavy gantry, yes. A heavy X-beam and heavy X-rails. But when it was on MGN9, I just thinking wasn't any necessary. Yeah, I should have adjusted the setting, because I got about 80, 88, and the firmware was, yeah, you see it's 88 and 80, about 87, 88, and here still we got 93 from the previous printed carriage. Yeah, I was just struggling with the CNC tolerances with the new main body. Like it's happened to me when I'm tightening the screws, the motor was stalling, and so that's why. And the bearing issue with the gear, it was something doesn't show on my printed version carriage, because seems the plastic was more forgivable, but when moved to CNC carriage, it's just push that gear firmly and make it to have more friction and to stall the motor. But now it's solved, and I have to move all these changes to the printed carriages version as well. So yeah, it's pretty a lot of work to be done, but Also, I'm busy these days little bit. But also the nice thing about the CNC now, it's 1 amp and the motor is not even warm. So I'm definitely sure you can drive NEMA 1420 on the CNC carriage to, of course, if it's open panels, not very high temperature chamber, you can drive it even to 1.2 amps safely. But if it's closed chamber, maybe 1 amp will be fine. You see some people using a CNC other parts of the extruder or the whole extruder to be CNC machine, but I don't recommend it because the filaments, when you're having a closed chamber and the temperature is too high, the filament gets softened and stretch and squish because the whole extruder body it's getting hot. You know, aluminium transfer heat, even if it's not the heat coming from the motor, it's the heat of the chamber. So unless you have extruder with water cooling connected to it, putting fan on it doesn't help much. Yeah, because I read somewhere people complaining about this issue, deforming the filaments, and or sometimes, you know, skipping the filament because the filament gets soft and the gears can't push it in high speed. So yeah, so the solution is to have either water cooled extruder body or if the whole tool head is aluminium, just water cool the whole thing. But for sure you need to cool the area exactly where the filament passage through the extruder and the tool head before it's getting to the hot end. Or just use a printed tool head with aluminium carriage. But yeah, this is latest version. I also have a problem when I move to the ASA main body. I just want to see the soft material, how they act with the tolerances I use, because I always printed with the polycarbon carbon fiber. But to move to ASA, I just want to confirm. That was a bit problematic because the whole tolerance is getting a little bit bigger with the same G code, so that's why I moved the gears a little bit closer to each other. But as long as it's working on this filament properly, that's mean on any other filaments will be fine. Yeah, I can see the ASA, all the bearing, all the pins, everything, the whole of the screws, they are more proper dimension, like they are more loose than to be on polycarbonate. So, especially because I printed open frame polycarbon carbon fiber, maybe if it was printed in closed chamber with the proper chamber heat, it will get less dimensional problems. So But anyway, with the cheapest filament you can now print it and it will work fine. Let's have a look on the disasters. And there is no disaster, I'm just kidding. You see, like even with the shiny, there is a tiny bit on X and Y. And this CPAP was on 70%, not on 100%. Yeah, but the print is going good. Before I do all the adjust in the tolerances and the clearance of the spaces, I even couldn't print two layers to each other. That's why you see this is many days I am trying my best to solve these problems. I was trying just to figure out why loosening the screws make it things work better, because I can see most of the gears wasn't touching, but then I expect maybe it's squishing more, and when I am tightening the screws. But as I can show you now, the screws of the motor, and this is super tight. You see, you can hear the sound of the torque. Yes, so and yeah, I printed because I'm running out of polycarbon carbon fiber too. I'm waiting to deliver in 2 days, so I printed I had some leftover, but was broken filament, so I have to swap the filament 3 times. Yeah, because because of that I got some problems with the printing, and it was terrible. So I tested with that too, and I got that problem as well. So also make me confused if it was the tolerances or it was the bad print of filament. But then I tried again with ASA just to make sure things works good. And you can see now, if I move the axis, I don't wanna go to computer, I just would turn off the printer and do it by hand. And if I move the axis, you can see the axis is almost touching the Y carriage, and from that side I have bolts left over, so I don't want to cut them because of too many testing I'm doing. So yeah, the travel is very good now. Even I didn't push this clamp in, and they can be also, this clamp can be shortened, can be made smaller a little bit, because with craziest tension I never have issue with this kind of clamps. I know many people don't like it because of the space they're taking, but if even make it half size, I think they will hold about 250 maybe 300 hertz build tension. Yeah, so and Y, yeah, Y is over. Like my Y is about 310 more than like 10 millim or 15 millim more than. Even you can see my end stop, it's not in the end. Yeah, because I just don't wanna sometime these stuffs to touch the back belts, so I made it a little bit forward. And in the front as well, I have that rail I replaced. This one is bit cut shorter. I used it before in a custom size printer, so it's not perfect for 300 size Voron, so that's why I can't go all the way to the front. Yeah, and there is, you see, this is LDO. Maybe people don't, but you see, it's not Z2 preloaded or Z1. It's have this is playing, and this is in the block of the rail. Yeah, it's very rigid, but this knocking, it's caused by the block. Yeah, that's why I wanna wait for the Festic MGN12 rail and see how it's go, and finger crossed. And thank you for watching. Yeah, it was a bit long video.